What if the things we dismiss as myths are actually happening? Tonight, we're diving into 5 real paranormal experiences, true stories that will make you question what's possible. From haunted mirrors to shadow figures watching you in your own home, these are events people actually lived through. Stay tuned. The last one will absolutely send chills down your spine. In 2016, a young couple checked into a small inn in Savannah, Georgia. Everything seemed normal until night fell. Around 2 a.m., they woke to the sound of footsteps pacing in the room above them. But here's the thing. The inn had no second floor. Then, the temperature dropped so suddenly that their breath became visible. Objects moved on their own. Books slid off the shelves. The lights flickered. The couple recorded video footage showing a shadow darting across the room. When they showed it to the innkeeper the next day, he went pale and whispered, "You saw it too. Don't ever stay in room 7 at night." Room 7 had a history. Over the last 50 years, multiple guests had reported being woken by invisible footsteps and shadowy figures. What the couple captured was just the latest evidence that something, or someone, still lurks there. Next, an artist in London purchased a vintage mirror at a flea market in 2019. Almost immediately, she started noticing things out of the corner of her eye. At first, she thought it was her imagination, but then she began seeing figures behind her reflection. Not in the reflection of the room, but in the mirror itself. They weren't alive. She later described them as faded, translucent people staring silently. One night, the figures raised their hands, pointing at her. She smashed the mirror, and the figures vanished. Local historians later told her that the mirror came from a mortuary in East London. Legend says mirrors can sometimes trap spirits, and in this case, they had. Story 3 comes from a family in upstate New York. They moved into a large, century-old farmhouse in 2020. Within the first week, they noticed a dark shadow moving along the hallway at night, but no one was there. It wasn't subtle. Doors slammed, lights flickered. Security cameras recorded the shadow moving across rooms, even appearing to crouch behind furniture. A paranormal investigator later said that it seemed like the shadow was aware of people in the house, watching them. The family eventually installed cameras in every room, and over the next month, they captured multiple nights of paranormal activity. Some nights, the shadow seemed to interact with objects, flipping chairs, opening doors, like it was alive, and there was no logical explanation. In Chicago, 2018, a teenager found a porcelain doll at a thrift store. She placed it on a shelf in her bedroom, and that night, strange things began to happen. The doll appeared in different positions than she had left it. Then came the whispers. She recorded audio and later heard a faint voice repeating her name, even when she was home alone. Objects were thrown across the room. She even woke up to find the doll sitting on her chest. The teen gave the doll away, but the next family reported similar occurrences. Local paranormal experts concluded that the doll might be attached to a spirit, or worse, something darker. Finally, the story that will make your skin crawl. In 2014, a group of friends rented a cabin in the woods of Oregon. The first night was quiet, but the second night, everything changed. They heard footsteps outside, circling the cabin. Windows slammed, doors shook. When they looked outside, they saw nothing. But on camera, there were figures, translucent humanoid shapes, moving between the trees. One of the friends woke up to find scratches on her arms. Deep, fresh, but no one was in the room. They left immediately. The cabin had been abandoned for decades, reportedly the site of multiple unexplained deaths. To this day, locals warn people not to stay there, and the friends never returned. There you have it. 5 paranormal experiences that defy explanation. Haunted hotels, possessed mirrors, shadow figures, creepy dolls, and a cabin in the woods. You just can't unsee these. Which story freaked you out the most? Comment below. And if you want, I can do a part 2 with even more real paranormal encounters that people swear are true. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next story you hear might make you sleep with the lights on.